Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I'm Shira Abang Mansur, TVS Nightline 17th October, and here are our headlines for tonight. Abang Johari drops hints on JEPAK by-election. 3 missing teens found in SUNGAI, BATANG, LASSA, and challenges abound for refugees in RAFAH. All hopes to escape the war-torn Gaza were lost as the only passageway, the Rafah crossing, was bombed last night with airstrikes. Hundreds of refugees had gathered after hearing that the crossing was to be opened after an agreement was reached between America, Israel and Egypt, which did not materialize. And this will be the 4th time the crossing has gone through such an attack in 11 days since the conflict erupted.
Humanitarian aid is inaccessible as conflict victims suffer from hunger, thirst, and injuries, with all entry points closed. U.S. President Joe Biden is set to arrive in Israel on October 18th to address the crisis, following an invitation from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He will also travel to Jordan, where he will meet with King Abdullah II, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt, and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. In recent days, the top U.S. diplomat met separately with these leaders, all of whom have condemned the situation in Gaza. White House officials considered the risk but deemed the visit safe to announce. About 28,000 civilians near Gaza's northern border were evacuated due to potential airstrikes.
The bodies of 3 teenagers who were swept away by a strong current at SUNGAI Batang LASSA on Sunday, October 15th, have been discovered and retrieved this morning. Cebu Fire and Rescue Department Bomba Chief Andy Alley said the young victims, all aged 13, have been identified as Herodias Engung, Aldrin Gambang Alan Kiai, and Sebastian Ozil Seman Umpi.
Herodias' body was the first to be found at 6:30 a.m., some 1 kilometer from where he was last seen. This was followed by the recovery of Sebastian Ozil Seman Umpi at 8:22 a.m., about 2 kilometers from where he was last seen. The last body belonging to Aldrin was found and retrieved at 9:05 a.m., about 4 kilometers away from his last known position.
Kami dari Balai Bomba dan Penyelamat Daro yang dimaklumkan mengenai penemuan mangsa pertama, Herodias, ditemui oleh seorang pekerja feri kira-kira 1 kilometer dari tempat mangsa dilaporkan lemas. Mangsa kedua, Sebastian, pula dijumpai pada jarak 2 kilometer, manakala mayat terakhir, Aldrin, dijumpai 4 kilometer dari lokasi kejadian.
The police were deployed to the scene to search for the boys after receiving a distress call around 6:37 p.m. that day. All of their bodies were handed over to the police for transport to the hospital, and it was reported that on last Sunday afternoon, the 3 victims were enjoying a day in the river with 2 friends. According to one of the witnesses who did not join in the river bath, the 3 victims were suddenly swept away by strong current.
Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Chairman Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari maintains a discreet stance on the proposed candidate for the upcoming JEPAK by-election. He has only disclosed that the candidate is a local man. Nevertheless, in his capacity as the Premier of Sarawak, he has refrained from revealing the name of the candidate nominated by the Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB party to contest for the seat.
Dengarlah esok lusa.
Laki ke perempuan tu?
Laki.
He further revealed that several individuals have been identified as potential candidates for the seat, but GPS will ensure that the chosen candidate is clean from any criminal records and corruption. Additionally, the candidate is a local from the Vai community. He said this to the reporters after attending the Swinburne University of Technology Sarawak campus graduation ceremony held at Borneo Convention Centre, Kuching, BCCK, today. Previously, the Election Commission (SPR) set the polling day for the JEPAK State Legislative Assembly by-election on November 4th, with candidate nominations and early voting scheduled for October 21st and 31st, respectively. The JEPAK by-election was called following the death of its incumbent, Datuk Talib Zulkifli, 72, on September 15th due to kidney complications. Sarawak's government is actively exploring opportunities in sustainable aviation fuel (SAF) and plans to collaborate with Swinburne University of Technology in Australia. He aims to expand collaboration with the institute with plans for a visit in the upcoming year. While SAF-related courses in tertiary education are currently limited, Abang Johari believes that Sarawak can leverage its partnership with Swinburne University Sarawak, which has ties to Swinburne University of Technology in Australia, for mutual benefits.
Sekarang Australia sudah ada bidang baru, they call it aerospace. Dan aerospace, saya insyaAllah tahun depan saya akan pergi ke kampus Swinburne. Kerana kita juga ada rancang untuk, sebab kita mengeluarkan SAF. Dan SCDC ada kerjasama dengan Airbus. Jadi ini bidang-bidang yang baru. Yang mana mungkin kampus Sarawak juga boleh bekerjasama dengan Melbourne untuk mengeluarkan disiplin yang ada hubung kait dengan aerospace dan juga komponen kapal terbang.
Meanwhile, Abang Johari revealed that the state government requires around 30 semiconductor engineers to bolster XFAB's global service and enhance their foundry output.
Kini tu kita dah ada 17, dekat 20 dah. Kita berkedakkan 50. So sekarang ini kita berkedak 30 lagi. Dan banyak anak Sarawak dah balik. Termasuk 2 orang daripada Silicon Valley. Dia balik. Kita banyak lagi di Singapura, ada bekerja di Singapura, dan satu lagi tempat mereka bekerja yang ada di Taiwan, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor di Taiwan, dan saya difahamkan ada seorang 2 dah balik untuk bekerja di sana.
At the same time, Abang Johari commended Swinburne University Sarawak's efforts in offering industrial design courses under the IT faculty up to the PhD level, which is believed to contribute to the development of specialized graduates in the said field. Sarawak layered cake is undoubtedly one of the state's famous delicacy, and to market the product as a recipe on its own is not an easy feat. Established since 2018, Kek Lapis Warisan Sdn Bhd, a homegrown company inspired by flavors passed down from generations, celebrates its 5th anniversary in Kuching tonight. And for further insights, let's turn to our reporter Cheryl Shaminato, who is attending the event, to tell us more. Over to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Shira, from the studio. You're now with me, Cheryl Shaminato, and I'm currently at Damai Beach Resort, not having a retreat here, Shira, but attending the staff retreat session of Kek Lapis Warisan Sdn Bhd. Now, interestingly, we all know the fame and the stories of a Sarawak layered cake, but tonight I got to know exclusively on those behind it of one of the brands, which is, of course, Kek Lapis Warisan Sdn Bhd, located at Jalan Tun Ahmad Zaidi Adrus. So tonight, we got to interview the founder itself, Dr. Muhammad Hafizi, who also highlighted one of the visions. Now, actually, just to share with you, the company is actually a homegrown family business, and the recipes for the Sarawak layered cake for the Kek Lapis is passed down from generations to generations, which sparked the inspiration of course, setting up the brand and the company itself and centering this tourism product in hopes to bring Sarawak layered cake to the world. And of course, tonight, in conjunction with its 5th anniversary, the staff retreat held at the Damai Beach Resort, also we got to know that it started from 5 employees and growing from 5 employees and grew to a number of more than 30 up to now. It has been established since 2018. And of course, one of the special announcements that I can share tonight exclusively, Nightline will be the first to know this, but Kek Lapis Warisan Sdn Bhd is going to set up its second branch in Kota Samarahan. According to its founder, Kota Samarahan is due to its strategic location of the being an institution hub, and also with the increasing number of population. And of course, one of the key takeaways is that those who are from Samarahan, so good news for Samarahan locals, they don't have to go to travel all the way to Satok to have this layered cake from Kek Lapis Warisan Sdn Bhd, and of course with their authentic and niche recipes. And I got to know also for those customers that they are well known for having the demonstration of Kek Lapis right in front of their eyes when you are visiting the cozy house of the Sarawak Layered Cake Company. Now, I guess there are a few also staffs who are awarded, who have given their 5 long years of service and dedication. I can see here that, Shira, they are having a very authentic family theme. The theme is Arabian Night, and of course, everyone here is having a very jolly good time. It's good time of work, and of course, this is one of the ideas and ideation that came also mentioned from the founder, that to enact this inclusive environment in the company is one of the keys on how they can have the expansion of their second branch. So stay tuned on this exclusive interview. Also for further updates, for further insights, stay tuned to TVS's official website, tvstv.my, and of course of all social media platforms. And that's all I have. And back to you, Shira.
Over the years, Petronas has sponsored more than 1,000 Sarawakians, emphasizing education as a fundamental part of its commitment to nurturing local talents. And this year alone, Petronas awarded 119 Sarawakian recipients, fostering opportunities for them to excel in their chosen fields. Amplifying its commitment to education and human capital development, its head of human capital investment, Petronas Group Human Resource Management, Syed Muhammad Muhafiz Syed Muhammad Bakar, said the company has made a significant impact on the region, having invested 556 million ringgit in educational programs in Sarawak since 1992.
This is testament to our belief in the exceptional value that Sarawak talents can bring in contributing to the progress of the company and also community. This also underlines our commitment to the development of Sarawak's human capital to meet both national needs and also the demand of the energy industry.
Looking forward, Syed said the company remains steadfast in its commitment to harnessing the potential of Sarawakian talents, as these individuals are not only positioned to contribute to the company's success, but also to play a crucial role in influencing the wider energy industry landscape, while also advancing socio-economic growth and human capital development in Sarawak.
And this includes giving back to the communities through equal access to education for all. And since 1975, we have been investing in identifying and nurturing young talents through the Petronas Powering Knowledge Program for deserving students to study at top local as well as the overseas universities, including our own Petronas University, which is University Technology Petronas.
As such, Petronas has extended its educational sponsorship to over 38,000 Malaysians across diverse backgrounds, recognizing that education is the catalyst for shaping not only individual futures, but also the trajectory of the company, the energy sector, and the nation itself. Syed pointed out that the unwavering commitment to education underscores Petronas' belief in the transformative force of learning, essential for opening doors of opportunity and fostering economic development. Meanwhile, over 3,400 Sarawakian students have benefited from Petronas' Discover Petronas at Schools program, which aims to expose students to career opportunities in the energy sector, aligning with Petronas' commitment to develop Sarawak's talent pool and support its future workforce.
Yeah, obviously we have a lot of programs for Sarawak talents that goes beyond education sponsorship for undergraduate studies. One of it is that through Discover Petronas at School, we expose students to the oil and gas and as well as the energy industry. More than 3,400 Sarawakians have benefited from these programs.
In addition to that, Said said Petronas has also taken the lead in collaborating with government agencies and state governments, offering specialized technical and vocational education and training, TVET programs.
It's under our Technical and Vocational Education and Training, which everyone knows as TVET, to produce job-oriented learning. The other program that we have is about our commitment to shape a skilled and empowered workforce of the future, which includes the Graduate Employability Enhancement Scheme initiative.
Meanwhile, the Graduate Employability Enhancement Scheme, GEES, another remarkable initiative by Petronas, has become a beacon of hope for many Sarawakian trainees. As of today, a remarkable total of 752 Sarawakian trainees have benefited from this groundbreaking scheme, propelling them toward rewarding careers in the oil and gas industry. In 2019, Petronas invested 3.6 million ringgit in the Asrama Harian Luar Bandar AHLB Paluh project, which was specifically designed to enhance access to education for Sarawakians. Petronas continues to pave the way in nurturing local talents, not just through education sponsorship, but through a multifaceted approach that includes exposure to the industry, TVET collaborations, and the creation of opportunities for sustainable development. As such, he reiterated that these initiatives are set to contribute significantly to Sarawak's future and empower its workforce for years to come. The people of JEPAK have voiced what they are expecting from the soon-to-be-named JEPAK candidate. Representatives from Parti Pesaka Bumi Putra Bersatu PBB hope that the candidate will be able to be the voice of JEPAK in addressing various issues, including property ownership and job opportunities for youth.
Bagi saya, seseorang calon itu perlu mempunyai pengalaman yang luas serta humble, kuat bekerja dan bersopan santun. Pada masa yang sama, calon tersebut perlulah faham akan isu-isu dan mencari jalan bagaimana hendak membantu rakyat dalam menyelesaikan isu-isu berkaitan. Sentiasa peka dengan permasalahan dan keluhan rakyat di peringkat akar umbi serta sentiasa turun padang. Paling penting, calon tersebut perlulah mempunyai visi dan misi yang jelas bagaimana mahu memajukan kawasan dari segi pembangunan, ekonomi, pendidikan serta sosial untuk mengangkat kehidupan rakyat. Akhir sekali, saya berharap calon tersebut menyambung semula usaha Allahyarham Yang Berhormat Datuk Haji Talib Zulkifli untuk kepentingan dan kebaikan semua penduduk di kawasan DUN N67 JEPAK.
On a similar note, the chief of JEPAK PBB Youth Wing, Ashraf Tudin, wants the candidate to be fair, not just for the youth, but to all age group, especially when addressing issues that are close to the people's heart.
Saya menyeru agar calon yang dipilih nanti tidak memihak kepada golongan tertentu sahaja. Inisiatif bagi calon GPS adalah untuk memastikan segala permasalahan yang berlarutan seperti isu tanah dan pembangunan infra di sebahagian kawasan segera dilaksanakan. Ini adalah bagi memastikan perjalanan pembangunan di kawasan sekitar selari dengan perkembangan Bandar Bintulu yang kita sedia maklum pesat membangun. Dengan itu, saya menyeru supaya calon GPS sedia memikul tanggungjawab yang diamanahkan serta mudah untuk mendekati penduduk setempat.
Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim calls upon all government machinery to elucidate the core aspects of Budget 2024 to the public. He emphasises the importance of ensuring that people comprehend the government's emphasis on health and education in the 2024 budget.
Sebab itu penerangan penting. Dua perkara yang penting dalam belanjawan. Kita kena jelaskan kepada rakyat, dan ini tugas bukan Jabatan Menteri dan KSP dan pimpinan atasan, tapi semua. Belanjawan kita dijelaskan kepada rakyat tentang isu-isu pokok. Mengapa kita tumpukan kesihatan, pendidikan? Kan mana-mana negara, tanggungjawab kerajaan utama itu yang saya sebut tentang pandangan pengalaman seorang pemikir Islam, marhum Malik bin Nabi. Dia mesti dari keyakinan kita. Dia sebut dalam lengkapnya itu inner struggle of conscience.
Speaking at the Finance Ministry's monthly assembly in Putrajaya today, he said Budget 2024 is a national budget implemented to give confidence to investors and provide maximum comfort to the people. Regarding subsidies, Anwar reiterated that the subsidies are maintained with 81 billion ringgit allocated for the purpose. According to Anwar, a subsidy is the government's aid to reduce the burden on the people, and he noted that the allocated subsidy for 1 year is among the highest. Anwar said the government's move to target the distribution of subsidies is to ensure that they are enjoyed only by the deserving ones.
The government's focus on reducing the fiscal deficit in Budget 2024 is aimed at boosting investor confidence and spurring economic growth. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said if the national deficit increased further, investors would not have confidence in the government leadership.
Kalau kita terus dengan defisitnya membengkak, orang yang nak labur dia tak yakin. Dia kata ini diurus oleh barisan pimpinan politik atau pengurusan kerajaan yang tidak bertanggungjawab. Mana-mana ekonomi rumah tangga.
On Monday, opposition leader Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin was reported as saying in the Dewan Rakyat that the government is seen more interested in pursuing a lower fiscal deficit rate in Budget 2024 rather than preparing a budget that helps the people and stimulates economic growth. On Friday last week, Anwar tabled the 2024 budget-themed economic reforms empowering the people with an allocation of 393.8 billion ringgit, the highest budget ever tabled in the nation's history. The Ministry of Education received the highest allocation at 58.7 billion ringgit, while the Ministry of Health received 41.2 billion ringgit.
The Ministry of Health MOH is currently in the process of procuring vaccines to make up for the human papillomavirus HPV vaccination for 820,000 Form 1 girls who missed out. Deputy Minister Lukanisman Awangsauni said the global disruption in the supply of HPV vaccines caused by the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the delivery of HPV vaccination in Malaysia, especially for Form 1 female students from 2021.
Dan juga kita menghargai keresahan ibu bapa yang ingin memastikan anak-anak mereka mendapat imunisasi HPV. Dan juga seperti yang kita ketahui, kesan daripada COVID-19, kita telah mengalami permasalahan untuk mendapatkan bekalan vaksin HPV ini. Dan juga untuk makluman Yang Berhormat Bandar Kuching, bagi tujuan untuk memulakan proses vaksinasi sekiranya kita telah mendapatkan bekalan vaksin HPV tersebut, kami telah menyediakan pasukan imunisasi sebanyak 600 pasukan yang telah bersedia untuk membuat vaksinasi di setiap sekolah. Dan juga mobilisasi anggota kesihatan ini akan disegerakan sekiranya perolehan telah dipersetujui oleh kementerian, dan juga ketika ini kita telah membuka kepada petenda-petenda untuk memberikan jenis-jenis vaksin yang bersesuaian untuk dibeli, dan juga kita menunggu pihak MOF untuk bersetuju untuk membenarkan proses perolehan ini dilakukan dengan segera.
European leaders urge dialogue between Kosovo and Serbia after a recent spike in tensions as they gathered at the Regional Balkan Summit on Monday in the Albanian capital, Tirana, following the killing of a Kosovo police officer and 3 Serb gunmen in clashes in Kosovo's volatile north. Simmering friction escalated to the highest level in years.
Brussels strongly condemns the horrible attack that occurred on September 24th. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen told a joint press conference after the meeting. Serbian President Alexander Vučić did not attend this year's edition of the annual summit. He traveled instead to Beijing for the Belt and Road Forum, where he is due to sign a free trade agreement with China. Serbia's Prime Minister Ana Brnabić, however, was attending the summit in Tirana. A greater convergence with the European Union and supporting ecological and digital transition were discussed at the one-day meeting. Leaders also ratified an agreement on the mutual recognition of professional qualifications and announced the opening of a College of Europe campus in Tirana.
Tensions escalated between China and Canada. The latter's patrol aircraft was intercepted in China's airspace. China condemned Canada for intrusion that took place on October 14th, while Ottawa accused Beijing of reckless interception. Mao Ning, China's foreign ministry spokesperson, said the country was simply exercising its laws and regulations since the Canadian plane had travelled into the airspace of Chiwei Island, which is affiliated with the Diaoyu Islands.
事实的真相就是，加方军机不远万里到中国家门口滋事挑衅，中方依法依规处置。 加方应当尊重客观事实，停止散播虚假信息。
Mao further stated that Canadian military aircraft have frequented in China's airspace in recent years under the pretext of implementing United Nations UN Security Council resolutions. This time, Canada stated they were on a mission to enforce UN's sanctions against North Korea. However, according to Mao, UN Security Council resolutions have never authorized any country to deploy any military forces and conduct spy and reconnaissance activities in other countries' territories.
中方坚决反对任何国家以执行决议为名危害中国的国家主权和安全。中方敦促加方正视事态的严重性，立即停止冒险挑衅行为。
Britain on Tuesday announced a further £4.5 million or 26 million ringgit in vital humanitarian support for Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh. UK Minister for the Indo-Pacific Anne-Marie Trevelyan announced the funding at the UN Refugee Agency UNHCR Regional Conference on the Rohingya crisis.
Anne-Marie said the UK is committed to finding a long-term solution to the Rohingya crisis, including their safe, voluntary and dignified return to Myanmar when the conditions there allow. To that end, the £4.5 million will be channeled towards protection services, healthcare and clean energy to the refugees in Bangladesh. Since 2017, the UK has provided £370 million to support Rohingya refugees and host communities in Bangladesh, and nearly £30 million to support Rohingya and other Muslim minorities in Myanmar's Rakhine state. This has included food, water and sanitation, healthcare and protection services that are vital for women and girls in the camps.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And a quick reminder before we end the Nightline, TVS is now also available on Unified TV, so be sure to tell your friends and family. And that's all the updates for TVS Nightline tonight. I'm Shira Abang Mansour. Thank you for watching.